in the biggest feminist of all. There's 6 of us, right? My dad, my mom, and the 4 of us girls, sisters. But the biggest feminist of all is my dad.
Welcome to the new podcast of my, big adventure called It's a Hard Knock Life with me, Siu Lim, as your host. Yeah. And with me today is Leya.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
And she's here with me today to talk about
that so taboo subject.
I don't want this. Period.
Yeah.
Period. Okay, we'll jump into it.
Yeah.
You have daughters.
I do.
How many daughters do you have?
I have 2 and they're twins. So it was like...
How old are they?
They're 15 this year, but we're at the end of the year. So I suppose they're inching towards 16. Oh my God. I don't know
You
what
have
it
2
is.
of them. I have one,
Yeah.
15 to going on 16.
Right.
And I am so scared of her. I'm going to be very honest. Because when she goes on her period, I'm like, was I like this?
Dude, I've got double, and
I know,
because
and you
they're
have double.
twins, yeah, because they're twins. So it's like on a good month, there'll be like a day or 2, like ahead of each other, and then the other one
On a
joins
good
in. But if cycles tend to go crazy with hormone changes and all that, so sometimes one gets one like a week before or 2 weeks before, and then the other one. So it's a whole 1.5 weeks of crazy hormones, and then I get a bit of a lull, and then the other one goes through it, the premenstrual symptoms, and then the menstruating, and then the post.
And then you have to go through it yourself too.
I know, right? I'm 41. Is it like closer to the end or no?
Well,
I can do without. I mean, like, I suppose I don't want to do without, but then I don't want this. Period.
Well, period. Yeah. I mean, I think we all agree that being a woman is not easy at all. I mean, and then on some more, we have to raise our daughters to be the woman that we, hoped
to have been once
Yeah.
upon a time.
And basically, like, I want to know, when was your earliest memory of period anything?
I think I was 10. Was I 10 or was I 11? I was 10. So it's pretty early, I suppose. And I had already had a bit of an introduction to it. My mom and dad were really great about it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
How
they
did
were
how did
really
they talk
awesome
to you
about
about
it.
this?
I think it was, I was in primary school. So at the time it was just me and number 2, my sister, Amani. So what she started to talk to us about was sex and how the baby
Did they
is
actually
made.
said the word sex?
My mom sat us down and she said, okay, so the act is called sex, and what it is like there's a little egg, and then it's like a little flower and something or other. I can't remember the details, but it was not awkward. But at the same time, it wasn't like detailed, like, okay, what's going to happen is this and that. No, it didn't get weird at all.
Okay.
So yeah, it was so comprehensible and so easy that my sister actually then, at the time she was in kindergarten, so she told her teacher that's what she knows about it. And the teacher's like, that's really good. Can you tell the class?
Really?
Yeah.
And she was fine.
And she was fine with that. So we've always had this healthy conversation about, the whole thing, the sex and our bodies, the understanding of our bodies and what it does and what it should not do. So just in case. So these periods are normal.
So yes.
Yeah,
So,
and they're
especially,
healthy.
Yes, there are. And especially you grew up with a whole bunch of sisters.
I did.
How many sisters do you have?
Well, I am the first of 4. So I have
First of
3
4.
sisters. Yeah. So
And you were basically,
I was the boy.
you were the boy.
Yeah. So I'm pretty.
But regardless, you still had to go through. a
Yeah,
period.
definitely. I was that boy, the one with hormonal changes
Right.
at 14 or 13. Yeah, but I got my period at 10. And that was all good. Everything at home was great. But then in school, I shared a car or something, and I'll always remember this guy. He was a junior by 2 years, but we were in a carpool. He was part of the carpool. And there was one day that I couldn't make it to a prayer class that happens after school kind of thing. We had to stay back to learn how to pray properly, right? Camp Solat or something like that it was called. and I couldn't make it, so I went straight home. Somebody asked me from outside the car, "Why are you going home? We have this scam." And this guy is like, "Oh, you got period." I'm like, thanks
You feel
for
embarrassed?
telling. Yeah,
Did you feel embarrassed? Oh.
a little bit, but more for him because it's like macam, wow, that's it. That's the only reason. Like, I'm not dirty.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I
yeah.
think that's another taboo is that
Yeah.
when women have periods, it's a dirty thing.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
And it's not even taught that in our religion. It's not. It's whatever
It's a natural thing.
leniency that we get is that. It's a leniency.
Right.
It's a gift actually. He's so kind to us that I made you like this. So this
Right.
is the time where you get to rest.
Yeah, so for
Right.
those of you who don't know, usually in Islam, when we are on our periods, we get kind of like
Yeah,
some people mention it as a forecast, yeah, or some people say holiday,
Yeah.
and we don't. That's the week or so that we don't have to pray,
Right. Or we can't fast.
or we can't pray. Yeah, we can't
Yeah,
fast.
we can't fast.
Yeah, but in saying that, you were the eldest out of four.
4, yeah.
Did you tell your sisters about sex and periods, or did your parents do that?
We left that to my parents because the age gap was such that, so there's me and Amani, and then I was 10, Amani was 7. That's when Aleya came along, number 3 came along. So there was she's a whole decade younger than I am. But still, a decade does not a parent make.
Yeah,
so I'm like, no, my parents, leaving up to them. I'll leave it to them to get the details out. But then over the years, when she finally went through it and everything, it was more, it's okay. What do you need?
Right.
Because I've been there, I've done that. I felt the pain and like, okay, what do you need? I'll get it for you. I'll get it done. kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So you grew up opposite of me. I didn't have sisters, and
Right.
I didn't have a family that was very open about sex.
Okay.
Everything was, disguised. So the word sex was not sex. The word penis was not penis.
Right.
The word vagina was not vagina. It was like, I forgot what they used, but
some weird consonants and syllables
yes,
put together.
and then I didn't. Growing up, I didn't get it, and then when I
Right.
got my period, so the first time I heard about my what a period was at school. So in America, I went to
Right.
school in America. They had sex education,
Right.
So they spoke to you about sex at that time,
Right.
So you were maybe about 9, 10, 11
Yeah.
around this point. I got my period when I was 10.
Right.
And when I got it, it wasn't a shocker, but yes, I was scared.
Yeah.
And when I told my mom, I remember I was in the bathroom when I told my mom,
Right.
I was kind of scared. I was kind of like shocked.
Yeah.
I would say confused. I didn't
Right,
know
of
what I
course,
was
of
feeling.
course.
Then when I told my mom, she was like, get a pad.
Oh, there you go.
And that was my
Yeah.
experience of getting my period. I had no one to explain anything to me. I look and we obviously at that time we didn't have internet, right?
Right.
So I didn't have anything to look up. I couldn't Google anything. I just had to go
Don't
through it.
disclose
on my
so much
own.
our generation. But
Yeah,
okay,
was I
yeah.
lost? Yeah, I was very lost.
Yeah.
Period cramps. I mean, do you have period cramps?
Every cycle. Every cycle. So bad that when I first went into labor, I didn't know I was going into labor.
Really?
Yeah.
'Cause
the
the
doctor
period-
had to tell me, did you know that you were like 2 centimeters dilated? I'm like, no, I didn't. Oh, this is not normal.
And for those
Oh.
who've never given birth, that's exactly what it's like. Like
Yeah.
the labor pains are just like your period pains, but like
Worse.
worse, like 1,000
100
times worse.
Okay,
Yeah.
you went with 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. I went with
that's-
1,000. I did natural birth. So I'm
Yeah.
like, with no epidural. So I'm like, I felt everything. But yeah, so in saying that, like, how do you think this experience affected how you raised your daughters to learn about sex and period and everything?
I don't know. It was very helpful lah. I mean, because it was such a a running joke. We have a group chat, right? You have to understand in this equation, there has always been the biggest feminist of all. There's 6 of us, right? My dad, my mom, and the 4 of us girls, sisters. But the biggest feminist of all is my dad. But of course, every time of the month, he will voice his discomfort when we're discussing things like this in the group chat. Thank you, WhatsApp, the dawn of the WhatsApp era, everything is discussed in the group chat. And we tend to forget that he's there when we discuss things like this. And he's like, yeah, thanks, guys. But he doesn't make it awkward. He'll joke about it like, yeah, when I get my period also, I feel like that. And like,
Dad.
Yeah. Like, okay, fine, we get it. We're going too far. Okay. So, but yeah, so that kind of support, it really does pay off in the long run, in the sense where now I don't only have my two daughters, I have two sons.
Yeah.
Who are so comfortable with the word period, who completely understand when mommy needs the hot water bottle. And then like, okay, mommy, are you done? Because Azza needs the water bottle. Or Asha needs the water bottle. You know, like, and like, are you guys okay? You know, Ali is 10. Is he 10? No, he's 9. He'll be 10 in January. That's why, sorry. We have Ali, who is this wonderful, sensitive soul who's obsessed with football, but at the same time, really understanding when it comes to that. So my daughters feel very comfortable when, you know, we have the surprise entrance or surprise show kind of thing. It's like, hello, we're here. We're not scheduled. We're supposed to be a day later, but we're here kind of thing. And my daughters feel comfortable enough to like scream from the bathroom, like, Ale, can you go in my room and get there? And he knows exactly what to get. You know, so
that's so cute.
Yeah.
That's teamwork there.
It is. And I'm thinking later on, I mean, like, inshallah, when he finds his person, his lady, his wife, and if they have
seemed
daughters,
like you had a hard time saying that.
Yeah. I don't know what's PC nowadays. So yeah, but you know, when he does get married, and then if he has daughters, I'm good.
Okay.
You know what to do. You know how to.
So when was the first time? Okay, can you remember as far back as the first time you explained what a period was with your daughters and son? Or did they kind of do it together?
I think it was about the same time, I suppose, because the girls got it like a few weeks. One of my daughters didn't get it with me. I mean, she wasn't with me because they're from my first marriage.
Okay.
So they were away for the weekend at their dad's.
Mm.
And then one of them got it while she was there.
Right.
So, alhamdulillah, my ex had remarried as well. And his wife is amazing as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, you know what I mean?
Say, how did he handle that? Okay.
Yeah. So, and he was amazing. And he's also very understanding.
Okay.
He's got that. He comes from a family of 8, 4 girls, 4 boys.
Okay.
So, we're good. My husband now also comes from a huge family. Even the stepfather situation is also very understanding and very supportive.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, but once they came back, the other one followed, got her period. And then, so, yeah, there were questions with Ali. I suppose with Ali, he wasn't like all there yet. He was still pretty young, 3, 4? He's about 2, 3 like that, 3 or 4 like that. And so he was like here, not there kind of thing. So like he's absorbing some information and not. But we just went through the whole, okay, this is why it happens. So your body is now telling you that you are of a certain age and you're starting to produce, and everything, and it's all natural, and it means that you're healthy. So say alhamdulillah. It means that you're healthy and you're normal, and everything's going to go great. You're going to start feeling pain and everything. So I suppose because it's talked about so openly between the girls, between the ladies, with their aunts as well and their grandmother, when you hear it, as a background noise kind of thing, you kind of just like...
It's a natural thing.
It's a natural thing. And you just naturally absorb it, and it becomes something that just happens for the boys.
Right.
Much like my dad lah. I don't think he came into the whole being a father thing knowing that he was going to have these really uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah, right,
and there's discussions happening like in front of his eyes or around him.
Right.
But I suppose when it does happen that way, in an open and comfortable and respectful environment, it just becomes naturally absorbed and understood.
Has there ever been a time where everyone had their period at the same exact time?
All the time.
Oh, really? So how did your dad deal with that?
Just that, enough lah, enough. All this drama, all this nonsense, all nonsense. And he just, it's that natural.
So, like, it seems like you have a very open, open conversations. Your whole family is very comfortable with this. Again, whereas my family, from my parents, they weren't comfortable. So I had to actually change that whole situation, and I ended up kind of converting into a very open family where now my whole family, we talk about it like like it's normal.
Yeah.
My eldest son will buy pads
Yeah.
for my daughter, for me,
Yeah.
and it should be a normal thing. What advice can you give to families that, there are families out there that tend to feel a bit shy, or they
Yeah.
feel like it's taboo still and they sway away
Yeah.
from it. What's your advice on something like this?
I-
Like where they still call it, like, for example, they're scared to say it's period and blood,
But
and
do
they
you-
still call it
yeah.
holiday,
Do you realize that we've been doing that thing? We've actually been hesitating. Every time we want to say period, we take a pause.
period.
In fact, when you said pads, you went, buy
that is true.
pads. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I was like, why? I thought we've evolved.
Yeah.
I guess not. But yeah, I understand that it does get very uncomfortable for some people, especially if you've been in the opposite of my family, like all boys, and mom is the only lady. And then you proceed to get married and then have all boys and then have all boys and then like 2 generations later, then it's like perempuan,
Yeah.
wanita, period. Apa itu period? My wife never spoke like this in front of me. Yalah.
Yeah.
Why would she?
Yeah.
She's not going to tell you like, okay, I'm cramping. Okay, it's basically when period comes, it's just like just don't touch me tonight, please. I just need space. That's it, right? Okay. So, but with the girls, you need to be a bit. You just have to be a bit more open because this is it. This is the body that's going to take your daughter to that next level, to that level that you will be proud of, that you will be, that you can brag about,
Right.
that at the end of the day, that body and that soul and that human being is what's, how they like to say it in Malaysia, saham akhirat. It is
Right.
quite literally your investment for the akhirah, for the next life, right? So, why are you shaming her now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Investment ma.
Right.
You gotta put in first ma.
And it's also important that the boys know about all this, too,
Exactly,
and
because
to-
they will in return start respecting the people in their lives, the women in their lives as well, and that also will become your saham akhirah. So at a very young age, you need to tell your children to be proud and protective over their bodies.
And that's what builds their confidence,
It
too.
does, yeah.
to
And it's
know
like
how
it's normal, it's healthy. You need to love what it is. You need to protect what it is that God gave you. You need to look after it and you need to pamper it every now and then. And for girls, you know what? You get a week every month to pamper your bodies.
correct.
So you can do that and it's fine to do that. And the boys will also understand later on that, that's fine because they're going to go through a whole lot more later on, right?
Yeah.
So 1 week a month,
And
why
then they're
not?
gonna have wives that, eventually they're gonna, have to, layan them.
Exactly. And also, these are your wives. That body, the ones who become wives, that's also the vessel that will bring your name.
children. Yeah.
That will bring your generation, that will memperbesarkan lagi community anda, So, I mean.
How do you handle
start the
it when
conversation
your
early.
daughters have cramps, like really bad cramps?
Or like every other Malaysian mother. Tuam. Put something hot pack.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, do you? I mean, we all know that we have to be understanding,
Right.
but when, let's say, if they don't want to go to school, do you?
If it gets
kinda-
really bad, I'm really okay. I'm not, I've never been that strict or
That
like
type of
die
mom
have
that's
to go
like-
school like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was like that. She's like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's part of life. Get over it.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah.
Yes, the whole period thing is part of life, but the pain, I think
another
you can
story.
get a day off lah. But one day lah, the
Yeah.
period doesn't last 3 weeks.
Right.
If it does last 3 weeks, you need to go and check it. It's weird.
Yes,
yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
So, do you have any final advice for,
I think maybe more for the dads because moms, we go through it. So basically
get
know
it.
how to tackle whatever.
Yeah.
Like you got pain, okay, we slap on something warm or, drink hot tea or something like that. But for the dads, especially first time girl dads, I get the panic. I get the whole why me, you know? Why me? But keep in mind that you are their first level of defense. Your daughter's first level of defense. You are the first man they'll ever love. You are the first man that they will think of as heroes. You're the first line of defense. You're their protector. So this is the best time to remind them of that fact. You don't have to go out of the way and bring them on like spa dates or anything like that. That's just it seriously, as a woman, spa dates during my period is gross. Like, I don't like being touched during my periods. Okay, so like massage, no.
Do you not like being cuddled or anything?
Yeah.
No, okay.
I like my hot water bottle. I cuddle my hot water bottle. That's it. Okay,
fair,
bye. No
fair,
touchy.
fair.
No touchy. But you know, I mean, if they do want it and you can afford it, why not? But it doesn't have to get that bad. That extreme. You can just make them a hot drink, or you know, like with my dad, it's like if you get so uncomfortable, make jokes about it. You know, and like just be there for them lah. Just understand. Just understanding and being there for them already makes such a big difference.
Yeah.
And it's such a big help, because let's just remember, you're one person. The rest of the world is just going through the whole period Jepun. Takkanlah dah biasa kan. You have it every month.
Yeah,
I can't believe you're
yeah.
still not used to it. No, we never get used to it.
Yeah. This is 1,000% true.
Yeah.
I want to say, the dads be a little bit more empathetic.
Yeah, that's
kind with words, you know, because this is like you said, it's gonna be the rest of our lives.
Right.
And then let's not get through the whole, you know, we gotta go through menopause and everything.
Oh my
That's another episode.
I don't even know how to get there. If I'll ever get there.
Yeah.
Like quite done with periods by now.
Yeah, but I want to thank you very much for coming to my, you know, it's a hard knock life. You know, we get our periods, right? Thank you so much for joining me and talking about
having
this.
me on the first
I feel
episode.
like, you know, I love this girl. I love this
I
girl.
love
And I'm
you
so glad
too.
that we're
You're such an
here.
inspiration. I hope you know that.
No, I don't.
Well, you are. You are. I love you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And thank you guys for joining us in our first episode of It's a Hard Knock Life.